are going to be in for a treat today. We are going over 25 different hacks, tricks, everything related to your Cricut machine. You need to sit back, relax, and enjoy all 25 of these different types of hacks, tricks. They're amazing, and I think you're going to really find this helpful with every day using your Cricut machine. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, and be sure to comment and let me know which one of these is your favorite. Kicking off with number one, I want to share with you my secret for turning any PNG, any JPEG out there into an SVG. Yes, it is possible. Yes, you can do it, but it takes some effort on your part. So let me share with you exactly how to do that right here on the YouTube channel. So let's hop over to my computer and let me share with you what you'll need to do. Starting off, you're going to need to find a PNG. If you're looking for a PNG, a lot of people want to pull images in from Google. Feel free to do that. I am actually using a retro sunglass from Maker's Gonna Learn. This is in the print and cut area of our website. We are going to download this zip file. We're going to open it up, and you can see, since it's a print and cut, it's in PNG format. So now we're going to head over to Cricut. We're going to click upload, and we're going to press upload image, and we are going to drag and drop the retro sunglasses onto the upload area of Cricut. So now you're going to see we're uploading the image, and we're going to just go ahead and click it's moderately complex, as there's two colors. We will now press continue, and here's where the secret comes in. So when you're working with a PNG, the biggest difference between a PNG and an SVG is that there is not layers for a PNG. The Cricut thinks it's just one color. So what you have to do to hack the system is upload the file as many times as there are colors to assign it different colors. So for this file, we are going to upload it 2 times, one for the brown layer and one for the black layer. So let's start with the brown layer, and we'll do the black layer second. So what we'll do is we're just going to go in here using the manual select tool. We're going to click the 2 black areas. And just like that, we will now press apply and continue. This is now going to be saved as a cut image, and press upload. Now that you've uploaded that, you can press add to canvas. And we can go ahead and scale this down to 3 inches. Now that you've got it here on the canvas, what you can do is change the color. We'll change it back to, say, brown, just so that we can have the reference of our other image. And now what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and go back to upload. And this is where it gets a little repetitive. You're going to upload that image for a second time. So we're going to drag it, we're going to drop it, and we're going to press moderately complex. We'll press apply. And now we're going to do the reverse. So we're going to remove the brown while leaving the 2 blacks. Press apply and continue, and then you can click cut and upload. Once you click on the black, you will press add to canvas, and then look right here. You now have almost a full SVG. We're just going to scale this down. So now that you scaled it down, you can see that you have your very own PNG file now as an SVG. And what I mean by that is you can see here, when we look at the canvas, each of these colors are its own layer. If we had just uploaded it one time and did nothing, the file would have merged together and just been one outline. This is the way you can turn any PNG into your very own SVG really easily, but it is repetitive. The more and more you may need to use this, the more and more handy it will become, and the easier it will be. Now that we have this right here in Design Space, let's go ahead and press Make It. Did you know that instead of having to copy and paste over and over in Cricut, for as many times as you would like to make something, you can actually do project copies. This is super fun, especially if you're preparing things like Christmas tags, you may be doing party decor, party favors, anything like that. Look right here. In the top left-hand corner, project copies, you can type in as many as you need. Let's say you need 10 and press apply. And now you can see you are going to be able to make 10 of everything that you've had on your canvas really simply and really quickly. This next hack is going to be super awesome. So we don't need to cut 10 today, but I want to share with you how you can save time by cutting multiple layers on one mat. So we're going to take the same image we've been working with, we're going to press make it again, and then look right here. You can see it's on 2 separate mats, which in essence is really easy to remember. But what I want to show you today is how you can actually do 2 different images, like 2 different colors on one mat. So what we'll do is we'll come down here to mat number 2, and we're going to select these glasses and the 3 dots. Once you're here with the 3 dots, let's click Move Object. Once you click Move Object, we're going to move it to mat number 1. So once you click on mat number 1 and press Confirm, you can see it does all go black, but now we know that the eyeglasses are going to be in one color and the inside pieces of our glasses are going to be another. So I've moved it to the bottom of the mat today, and now we can tell that our cardstocks that we're using are going to be placed in each far corner of our mat. And this is a quick way so you can cut multiple colors out on one mat really simply and save you a lot of time. For this next hack, I want to share with you guys what we do for specialty cardstock. When we're cutting specialty cardstock like glitter cardstock, which we're going to do today, we like to apply the glitter facing down onto the sticky side of the mat. Now, if you're using text or anything like that, you are going to want to make sure to mirror it. So you will have to mirror it. Luckily for today's project, it is not needed. So no matter if we mirrored or not, we would get the same result. And then look, I can place my black cardstock down here as well. And this is going to be super awesome. I want to also share with you today with our next hack, how we're going to be able to, after we cut it, we're going to be able to share with you how to make sure it's cut with using 2 different materials. So that's going to be awesome. But another hack that I want to share with you, especially since we're cutting towards the bottom of the mat, and there's always a great reason to move your images around on your mat so that your mat ages all together. So your machine automatically wants you to cut everything in this top corner, but it's actually good to move things around on the mat. So for today, we're going to cut at the bottom of the mat, which leads into our next hack where we like to insert a ruler, a wooden ruler, right here at our Cricut, so that when you place it in, it's actually going to help place our mat appropriately. So let me share with you exactly what I mean by this. So let me show you exactly what I mean by that. So now that we have the ruler here, you're going to see that once we load this in, since we are using the bottom of the mat, typically this would hang off, but with the ruler inserted just in the lid area of that extra storage container, it goes and it's perfectly even. It's not going to let any of the material pop off the mat because now it's perfectly flush. This is also really handy for anyone that's working with a craft table that's super small and that this would typically hang off of their craft table. So since our thickest cardstock is the glitter cardstock today, we're going to use the glitter cardstock setting, and then we can press done, and now we'll be able to cut out our design. So here's the thing, I want to share with you how to check and make sure your material has cut all the way through before unloading the mat. It's so important before you unload the mat to check and see if it's actually cut all the way through, because once you unload the mat, it's hard for the Cricut to line back up and cut things exactly where it was initially. But if you can handle it and catch it before unloading the mat, you're gonna have way better results. So come right here, you can just peel this up just a little, And look, you can see it's cut through perfect. If for some reason any of your material did not cut through all the way, this is the time where you can press, instead of the unload button, you can press the flashing Cricut button again to give it another try. These hacks are so handy. Remember, if you are needing to add a ruler, it will help you get better quality cuts every single time. Always make sure to check your cuts before unloading the mat, and it will save you, just like it has helped me so many times, with especially working with specialty material like this glitter cardstock. You never know if it truly cut through all the way until you check. We all love our regular weeding tools, but let me share with you how to make your very own detailed weeding tool. This is very similar to having a pin weeding tool, and guess what? All of these can be made from the Dollar Tree. All you want to do is grab a needle and a mechanical pencil. Remove any of the lead and watch. You're going to place this right in here, and then you can add back in your eraser, and then look right here. You now have a detailed pin weeding tool ready to go and weed your vinyl or heat transfer at any moment. This is really great for those inner pieces of any letters, words, anything like that that you need a nice little detailed pin to weed those out, rather than always using a bulky, wide weeding tool. Our next hack right here is perfect for anyone that struggles to weed regular vinyl. This right here is what we call reverse weeding. So what you see here is an image that has been cut out, but notice we put the transfer tape on before we weeded the image. You might think I'm crazy, but let me share with you exactly what you're going to do. So all we did, cut the image out. We have been able to go ahead and apply the transfer tape before we weeded. And now look, we are going to go ahead and peel the backer off, just like so. Peel the backer off. Make sure all your letters stay down. Sometimes they may want to come up with you. That's okay, just tell them to stay back down. And then look, you can see this is a full, really complex text. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the outer piece of your vinyl and you're going to start weeding it, but the opposite way. And what this really does, guys, is it allows the vinyl to stay adhered down to something. So with the little small letters having that adhesive, it makes the world of difference for your Cricut and crafting success, because now it has something to adhere to instead of just not knowing where to go. So I just go through and weed this and peel all this up really slow and steady. And look at this. I just had so much result done really quickly. So now we can come in here, get those other pieces really quickly. You're getting a lot better and more consistent results due to the fact that you are reverse weeding and that adhesive is holding the image down so that you're not having to worry about it going all over the place. I can even grab my pin tool now and use it for some of these inner pieces. And as you can see, it's so easy to be able to reverse weed. I think you'll really enjoy it. And if you've struggled with it before, make sure that you're really burnishing the vinyl onto the transfer tape for optimal results. For some reason, I'm constantly losing my extra blades, but did you know that Cricut has designated a specific area for you to store these in your Cricut? I want to make sure that you're aware of this. So open up this little housing and you'll see right here, you can actually place all of your blades just like this, and they stay stored perfectly in this little compartment. I mean, this helps me so much to make sure that I have fresh blades ready to go. And instead of losing this little container, as soon as they come in, I like to just put, as many as I can on the magnet so that I can know how many I have. And honestly, this package should last me for many, many years with all the blades that I have. So this is awesome. And now they're all organized right here in my Cricut for when I mess up a cut and I'm like, oh, I need to change out that blade. Super awesome being able to keep all your blades right there in your Cricut. That way, if you take your Cricut on the go, guess what? you have them and you don't have to remember to always pack them. This next hack is something you're definitely going to want to have in your back pocket, especially because a lot of Design Space functions have recently been updated. So if you traditionally use Slice, let me share with you about this one called Exclude that I think you'll be a big fan of. Let's head over to the computer and take a look. So as you can see here, we have created a circle background, and then we popped in a cut file. Then we went down to combine and we went ahead and selected exclude. So what that does is it's excluding the SVG from the circle. Very similar to Slice. But what you may not know is that I can actually choose my text right here in SVG format and move it around. For example, I can move it around, and as I move it and unselect it, it will then show me what it looks like excluded. So see, I could be like, oh, I'm not happy with this. Let me click on it again and move it around. So then I can perfectly position it. And when I'm good to go, I can simply let go of it, and then boom, it automatically exclude. There's no more having to slice it and then go ahead and delete all the extra layers to truly see your image. I think you'll be a big fan of this feature because it gives you less work that you have to do, and it gives you time to play around with it and move things around to see how the result will be without, again, having to go through all those additional slice results. This next hack, I want to share with you how you can turn an SVG into a sticker. But before we do that, I want to share with you how you can actually customize a lot of these SVGs that you may have never even thought about because of certain limitations. So let me share with you how easy it is over in Design Space. As you can see here, we have the Wanderlust file. This is a file from Maker's Gonna Learn, and it is traditionally just a blue Wanderlust and these colors. What we're gonna do is kind of play around with it. So let's click on the Mountain Wanderlust. That is this blue, and I am going to turn it from blue to black, or you could do like a gray, whatever you want. But notice we're able to customize these colors. You could come in and say, wow, you know, the red isn't really for me. So you could select it, and you could come over here and select the colors. And under Advanced, you can see that you can type in your own color codes. You can manually move this around until you find a color you are interested in. You could change it all together or anything like that. But I love being able to play around with this to change the shades. The same with if you're unhappy with the gray green up here, you could go ahead and select that and play around with the colors as well. You could say, you know what, this needs to be a darker color and different things like that. Select the yellow and say, hey, this may want to go darker too, and you can just play around with it. So that is how easy it is to go through all of the different layers and truly customize it. Again, you can make your own color codes if you're wanting to sync up colors from a brand guide. That's a great way to do it with an existing SVG. To officially make this a sticker, what you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead and select the entire SVG. You're going to come up here to offset, and we're just going to add a very small offset here and then press apply. And then as you can see on this offset, the border, the background is black. You could easily move it to a different color. You can move it to white. And then the last thing before we go through and flatten it, I want to go ahead and press contour, and I just want to click hide all contour. And then now you have your official sticker. The official last step is to select both the offset result and your color layers and flatten them all down to one layer. All you need to do is press the flatten button at the bottom right-hand corner. And now you have your official sticker ready to go that you customized. Since we're going ahead and talking about print and cut, stickers, etc., I want to share with you how we like to use some different Design Space functions to let our text pop when we're making an offset sticker. It's going to be really fun, so let me share with you exactly what we're talking about. So over here in Design Space, a lot of times if we just use a typical text, you're going to see it's going to look like our middle example. It doesn't really pop, it's just two colors and it looks very flat. If I am looking at this from the way it reads, the bottom one down here looks much easier to read and much more appealing to the eye. So today, what I want to teach you is exactly how to make your text look just like this. So we're going to grab a new text box. We're going to change the font from Cricut Sans. We are actually going to use Adrian for Maker's Gonna Learn. That is the font we're working with today. And you can type whatever word you would like. We'll just use my name as the example today. And now what you're going to see is that we are actually going to go ahead and change this from a basic cut. We are actually going to change this to just go from a basic cut to a pin. So now it has an outline, but it doesn't stop there. We must click on the color area to the right of operation. Click on that, and we're going to move from a fine point. We are going to go to a calligraphy 2mm in black. So as you can see, it quickly gave us a great thick outline. What we'll do now is we will select that and press duplicate, and then we will come down and change it from a pin. We will go back to a cut, and we are going to change the color to this burnt red. And now you can select both of these layers and you can press align center. And then what we're going to do is we're going to select our red layer and we're actually going to send it to the back. So we'll click arrange, send to back, and there you have it. Now you have your thick outline that they think is a calligraphy design in the front. You have your red layer in the back. So now what we can do is we can actually add an offset to this right here. Now we can click offset and you'll see it pop up. We're going to shrink it down just a hair. And then you can press apply. You can change the background offset color to a blue if you would like. And then look at this, how easy it is to read this now. The final step to have this really readable sticker is all you're going to do, select all the layers, all three, and you are going to press flatten for the last step. Now this is going to print and cut, and you have a really readable sticker ready to go. When you're ready to get to the Make It area, you're going to see Cricut automatically positions your print and cut images, and they traditionally try to fit as many as possible on one mat. But let me tell you, there are going to be instances that they do not do the best job. So did you know that you can manually move your print and cut images around? If not, let me share with you this quick hack. So what you're going to do is say we want to move this small text right here. We can click the three lines and we can click move object, and we can move it to the second mat and press continue. And now you see this text is right here. We can rotate it around, and then look right here. We can actually go ahead and drag it down to the bottom, and you can see it manually extends over and lets us manually move it around. And now this image is able to be wherever we position it at. So definitely keep this in your back pocket for when you are saying, hey, it doesn't look like it's fitting as many images as you think it could, because guess what? Chances are you could fit more than it is allowing you, and now you know exactly what to do to handle that. So here at Maker's Gonna Learn, we teach so many different hacks, but did you know there's actually short keys for learning Design Space? For example, you can quickly copy and paste images by pressing Command C and then pressing Command V. It will allow you to move images around, duplicate images, manipulate images so much quicker. In addition to that, did you know if you're wanting to rotate an image around and you hold down Shift when you are rotating it, it kind of helps lock it together so that you're not just aimlessly rotating it, it's keeping it all together and going right like this, going to 90 degrees, 60, 45, different things like that. It helps it snap in different degrees, which I really find helpful when I'm manipulating designs. If you want to learn more about our shortcut keys and you're a member of Makers Gonna Learn, check out our 30-day challenge. We have a full list so that you can check out all the different shortcut keys right over there. We even have it in a really easy to digest sheet for you to enjoy because there are quite a few that will help you in your Cricut journey. This next hack is perfect for anyone that is making mugs, working with glass, anything like that, ceramics. This is so good. I always want to encourage you guys to use rubbing alcohol. I like to put my rubbing alcohol in a pump bottle from the Dollar Tree. That way it comes out in just a little amount, and then I can actually clean any type of ceramic, glass, or porous surface, just like so, because guess what? This will remove any residue, any fingerprints or anything. And I have tested this when I do not use the rubbing alcohol and when I do use it, and wow, the results are crazy. It sticks better, it stays on better, and it is so awesome. I think you'll really enjoy it. And then you would just let this draw just for a few seconds and you're ready to apply your vinyl onto the surface. This next hack is something I absolutely love. A lot of us already have these amazing burnishing tools, but did you know that it's actually designed perfect for you to hold any of your cups down? So for example, we can take the mug that we just cleaned, sit it right here, and now it's not gonna roll all over the place. And that is one of my favorite hacks. I also use this a lot of times for glitter ornaments and different things like that. So this will come in handy all of the time when crafting. Now this next hack is something I'm really excited to share with you guys. Grab a pump bottle, add some water, and just a drop, guys, just a drop of any type of dish soap. You're gonna weed out your design and have it ready to go. But before applying it down, here is the application method I want you to use. I want you to use the wet method. Again, it is water, a drop of soap in a little squirt bottle, and then you open it up here, and you are just going to spray it all over your mug, and you're going to want to make it just a little thick. And what it's going to do is now allow you to have some wiggle room when you're applying your design down. So look right here. Since it has the soap, you can see, even though it's adhering down, I can move it around and work with it just a hair before truly committing. And then as you get happy with your design, you can make sure, you can look at it, you can rotate it. I mean, you truly have plenty of room to wiggle around, which, as you guys know, traditionally, this would never happen. So once you're happy with it, you can just burnish it down, grab your same tool, and just truly burnish, burnish, burnish to make sure that your vinyl is sticking down. So after you squeegee out all the water, what you're going to do is you're just going to let this sit and dry just for a minute or two, and then you'll be able to remove the transfer tape and you'll see your design is perfectly positioned and you got the wiggle room thanks to the wet method. This next hack is for any of you that want to save some transfer tape. The next time that you're applying your image down, here's what I want you to do. As you peel it up, as you're peeling up the transfer tape, be really careful with it so that after you remove the transfer tape, you will be able to save this for other projects. I really like to use mugs and different things like that as an example when you can actually save transfer tape because they're not picking up any debris. If you're using textured wood and things like that, you may not be able to reuse your transfer tape, but with images like this, you are actually able to grab the transfer tape backing and just apply it right back on here because you will be able to use this transfer tape 2 or 3 times over for any project like that. So if you are mass making ornaments, mass making mugs, anything like that, you can actually reuse this transfer tape 2, 3, or more times, especially with things like the mug. All right, my friends, if you're anything like me, you constantly want to be organized, but as a crafter, it's a struggle, right? Am I the only person? Let me know in the comments. Here is a hack that I have for you. I like to keep all of my heat transfer vinyl and vinyls together, as you can see on my backdrop. But how I actually tell myself to use up my scraps is I grab a slap bracelet. And these are like from the 90s when we all had them. And what you're gonna do is order some of these on Amazon, and then you're gonna use it to hold your vinyl together. So this allows me to merge together my big pieces of heat transfer vinyl, my small scrap pieces, all together, and then I can store it right on my backdrop with all of my other types of black vinyl. This is a game changer, because once I started doing that, I actually started using my scraps. How many times have your fabric grip mats ended up looking something like this? Well, I have a hack for you to save the lifespan of your mats, and not only save you time having to clean them, it'll truly save the mat, especially when you're working with fabric grip mats and you're cutting felt. What I want you to do is head over to the Dollar Tree and grab some contact paper. And what you're going to do, instead of putting your felt directly onto the mat, guess what? We are going to use the contact paper and we are going to apply it onto the felt. So I just peel it back, and then we're going to go ahead and apply it onto the felt. So just like this, we are able to apply it on. And this is actually going to protect our mat from getting the debris of the felt on it. So now you are actually going to be able to apply it onto the mat, just like this. And now you can go ahead and cut it just like this. And what I would do is use a craft knife to remove the excess contact paper just to clean it up. But now you have a great idea on how you can too cut felt without leaving your mat looking like this. So this will save you to probably only have to have 1 or 2 fabric grip mats, because the contact paper will remove super well from your mat every single time. I constantly get questions asking me, Tanner, why does Snapmat not work on my phone? Well, my friends, I want to tell you my best kept secret for Snapmat. And instead of taking a picture of your mat like this in Snapmat, what I actually want to invite you to do is to lay your mat on the floor and perfectly get over the mat from the ground, and that will help you get a better photo. For some reason, I don't know if it's the change in lighting or what it may be, that always gives me perfect results when I'm needing to use Snapmat on my iOS device. If that also does not help, I recommend change the lighting, move rooms, and move around until that Snapmat perfectly gets a photo of your Cricut mat. This next hack is for any of the projects that you're cutting. For example, we did this example on craft foam, and we want you to use the scrap piece as the template for building the project. So what we mean by that is go ahead and sit the scrap down wherever you're wanting to glue your image together. And then look, you now have an outline that you can go ahead and add your glue to. So instead of trying to manually position this paw print, using this outline right here will allow you to go ahead, apply your adhesive, just like this. And now you can go ahead and just treat it like a puzzle, building your project out. Look at how easy it is to be able to do this. And then after you're done, you're actually able to go ahead and pull this up, and you'll see your full paw print design ready to go. And just like that, it's perfectly positioned. It's that easy to use your scrap piece to make sure all your pieces line up and fall together, whether you're doing a card, a 3D project, whatever it may be. This will help you time and time again. This next hack is going to save you every single time when you're designing something in Design Space that is going on a physical item like a craft blank or a frame or anything like that. Look what I have here in Cricut Design Space. I have opened a basic shape. I've sized it to the size of my frame, which is 16 by 20, and I've made it a nice linen color so that I can build all my fonts, all my images on top of this. This also goes to the principle that I call measure twice, cut once. You're able to put your blank in Design Space so you can see what it will actually look like when you go ahead and cut it and apply it. Now my tip here is always do that with any blank that you can, but before you cut it out, just delete out this layer. It is there just for visual purpose, and that is the only reason. I hope you enjoy that hack because it is one of my favorites, but this next one is for my Cricut users that have more than one machine. Have you ever thought it would be so great to cut from 2 machines at one time? What if I told you there's a really easy way to do that? Look over here at your Cricut and let's go over to the file area. You can see there's a button right under file that says new window. What does that mean? Look, I can click new window and it will launch a second version of Design Space. That means I could have 2 Cricut machines running at one time, and they could either be both connected via one hardwired and one on Bluetooth or anything like that. It's a great way to be able to run 2 Cricut machines from one device really, really easily. My very last hack today is something that you'll definitely want to know because more and more companies are coming out with material that is compatible with your Cricut, but they have special settings. Did you know you can set and manipulate or add your very own setting? Let me share with you exactly how to do it. Come up here to the 3 lines at the top left-hand sidebar, open this up, and come down here to Manage Custom Material. When you select this, you'll just be asked what machine you're using. We'll use this one, and it's going to connect to the machine. So as you can see, you can browse through, and this is the background of all of your material settings. So as you become more advanced with Cricut, you may want to manipulate some of these different settings for construction paper, duct tape, whatever you want. You can actually change this to your liking. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom, guess what? There is a place where you can create your own material. So click Add New Material. You would name it, and you could say, Tech Wrap Vinyl is a big one, and you can click Save. So now that we've named the Tech Wrap material, now you have to set the actual pressure, which is 185. So we'll move it from 175 all the way up to 185. And once you're good to go, you can go ahead and press save. If for some reason you need to use a different blade, you can toggle over here from fine point to deep point or rotary, but we just stick with that fine point blade. And look, now we can press save, and there you have it. You have your very own Tech Wrap setting. But wait, I have a bonus for you today, and this is exactly how I recommend anyone to take a design they've made in Cricut and turn it into a PDF to actually export it from the system. One thing people are not a big fan of is that there's no way to truly export an SVG, export a PNG, or anything like that. So this hack is the closest thing that I've found to help you get any of your designs out of Cricut and save it as a PDF. So let me share with you how to do it. You can see we have this sticker here. The image must be a print and cut operation. So we just flatten this right here. We'll click Make It. And now we will click Continue. I do recommend to have this fairly large. So mine is about an 8 by 9.5. So we'll click Continue, and we're going to now click Send to Printer. Once you click Send to Printer, I turn on Use System Dialog, and for today's project, since we're just saving it as a PDF, I'll actually turn off Bleed. And now we'll press Print. It does not matter what printer you have selected because we are using our system dialog. Once you click Print, you'll find that it pops up in the back, and you can click right here, and down at the bottom, you can simply click under where it says PDF, and you can click Save as PDF or Open in Preview. So you can click Open in Preview, and you'll see here is your design right here as a PDF. It's a really great way to export a design because, as you can see, it's a really high quality image. So I could come over here and just click File and go ahead and click Export, and I can now change it from a PDF. I can export that as a JPEG, a PNG, and name it. So I could just say Cricut Export and save as a PNG. And there you have it. I like to leave my resolution at 300. And wow, that is the best way to export any of your images, any of your designs from Cricut Design Space and pull it out to do anything that you would like, to use it in other software and different things like that. I hope you guys enjoyed all 25 of these different hacks plus the bonus. I hope you enjoyed these quick hacks, the cheat sheets, the shortcuts, all the goodness that we have shared with you in today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and check out this hack video right here. This will help you go from a beginner to a pro with 20 more different hacks. I got them all for you, and we covered a lot more in this video that we didn't even get to touch on in today's video. So definitely check that out over there. Click on it. If you're brand new here, definitely leave me a comment. I would love to meet you. And hey, if you love your Cricut machine, you love all the free videos we post here, check out our membership. First link down below, join Makers Gonna Learn. You'll get instant access to 10,000 cut files, 1,000+ fonts, and endless Cricut inspiration to help you master your machine every single day. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye, guys.